Hello, and welcome to the Ohio Partnerships for Success Grant Program. Today we will be going through Module 2, Administering the Young Adult Community Member Survey. My name is Catherine Kemp, and I'm an undergraduate research scholar at the Voinovich School of Leadership and Public Affairs at Ohio University in Athens. I have been part of instructional programs in the past, and I'm excited to take you all through the steps and materials associated with the Young Adult Community Member Survey. This module, Module 2, is the second in a series of 4 modules designed to help community organizations collect, analyze, and report data using the Young Adult Community Member Survey. Module 2 will explain the measures within the Young Adult Community Member Survey, as well as how to administer and organize the surveys. After completing this module, you will move on to Module 3 and then on to Module 4. Module 3 focuses on entering data into Excel, and Module 4 focuses on analyzing and reporting the results. Module 1 was a general introduction that focused on the background behind the Young Adult Community Member Survey, including its purpose, data collection in the community, and confidentiality. In contrast, Modules 2 through 4 focus on the mechanics of implementing the Young Adult Community Member Survey and its supporting materials. The Young Adult Community Member Survey includes 5 survey measures. Those measures are demographic characteristics, which include the county in which one lives, age and gender, alcohol consumption within the last 30 days, prescription drug misuse within the last 30 days, participants' perceptions of friends' feelings toward alcohol consumption and prescription drug misuse, and participants' perception of possible self-harm when dealing with alcohol consumption and prescription drug misuse. It's important to familiarize yourself with the survey prior to administering it to participants. This includes going through the survey and understanding the types of questions that are being asked. Being familiar with the survey's components will be especially helpful if participants have questions while taking the survey. The table below breaks down the types of questions within the survey and what questions on the survey correspond to those types. For example, questions 1 through 3 ask about demographic characteristics, and questions 4, 5, and 8 ask about alcohol consumption. This table is also available for your reference in the Module 2 manual. There are 3 steps involved in correctly administering the Young Adult Community Member Survey. Step 1 is make plans for survey administration. The first action you must take within Step 1 is schedule 20 minutes for participants to take the survey. Make plans in advance to ensure that you have enough time to administer the survey and that participants have ample time to complete the survey. If administration will not be scheduled, for example, passing the survey out at a public event, there is no need to schedule administration time. The second action you must take within Step 1 is make sure you have space that allows for privacy. Participants should be seated far enough apart or have the ability to move far enough apart so that they cannot see each other's responses. This ensures that the participants feel comfortable while taking the survey. The third action you must take within Step 1 is print the surveys prior to administration. Make sure you have enough copies of the survey printed and ready for administration. This will make the process of administering and collecting much easier for you and your participants. Also make sure to have numerous number 2 pencils or blue or black pens for participants to use. The fourth and final action you must take within Step 1 is prepare a large envelope or survey collection box in which participants will place their completed surveys. This allows participants to see that their responses are not visible to others, both during and after turning in their completed surveys. After preparing a large envelope or survey collection box, you're ready to move on to Step 2, administer the survey. The first action you must take within Step 2 is introduce the survey. Explain that the information gathered from the survey will be used to help increase drug and alcohol prevention in their county. Make sure to emphasize that the survey is both voluntary and confidential, and that all responses will be combined so that no individual's responses can be identified. The second action within Step 2 is hand out the survey. If administering to a group, ask everyone to wait to begin the survey until instructed to do so, and to refrain from talking or discussing their answers with others. If administering to individuals, ask that they refrain from talking or discussing their answers with others. The third action within Step 2 is read instructions to participants. The instructions can be found in the Module 2 manual or at the top of the Young Adult Community Member Survey. The instructions are brief, but it is extremely important to read them to every participant to ensure that they understand the survey's purpose and the directions for completing it. The fourth action within Step 2 is prepare to answer participants' questions. If a participant says he or she does not understand the question or does not know how to answer it, tell him or her, just answer the question as best you can. Estimates are okay. If you do not think you could guess at an answer, skip it or just write "don't know" next to the question. If a participant asks what a word or phrase means, tell him or her, answer them as best you can based on what you think it means. Lastly, make sure participants place their completed surveys in the envelope or box. Once all surveys have been turned in, you are ready to move on to Step 3. Step 3 is to collect, organize, and store the completed surveys. The first action within Step 3 is collect all completed surveys from the envelope or box. This should be done after all participants have completed the survey and have left the administration site. The second action you must take within Step 3 is place completed surveys in a large envelope with administration details on the outside. These details include the name of the survey, which will always be the Young Adult Community Member Survey, date of administration, location of administration, the number of surveys in the envelope, and any supplemental information about the group that distinguishes it from other groups that may be completing the survey during the same time period. This is an example of a label that is filled out correctly and ready to be put on an envelope. You can see that it contains the survey name, date, location, and number of surveys, as well as some additional information. Thank you for your time today as we went through Module 2, Administering the Young Adult Community Member Survey. This module was designed to help you understand how to administer and organize the Young Adult Community Member Survey. Please feel free to watch this webinar again or consult the Module 2 manual at any time to refresh your memory. The remaining modules in this webinar series will provide the knowledge and tools to enter the survey data into an Excel database and analyze the data and report the